eats it, nobody else is going to eat it. It's done, right? So it's rival in consumption, and it's excludable. You don't have the right to just go get them anytime you want. You have to pay for them, or they're otherwise held and doled out. So they're excludable. So that's a private good. That's one side. The far side is these public goods. They're non-rival. That's the thing about I can look at the moon, you can look at the moon, and it doesn't matter. And they're not excludable. No one can be stopped. You have to pay for it. There's no way of rationing out moon viewings. So that's the other side. And if you look in the text, and maybe later when I come back to this, I'll fool around with things that are rival. So I have rival and excludable. I have obviously rival and non-excludable. So what's something that's rival and non-excludable? You had an example today. Fishing, right? If I take a fish, you can't take the fish. It's rival. And it's open access. It's not excludable. I can't stop you from coming and taking fish. So that'd be an example. We got rival and non-excludable. So now we want a non-rival good that is excludable. That should be really easy to think about it. So something that you're using, it doesn't prevent anyone else from using it, yet you can be made to pay for it. Yeah, but it's got a rival aspect, right? I'm going to fight you a little bit. What? A really big lounge. And it's left partially empty, and there's a gatekeeper who says, no lounge for you, right? Then you got it. Going for non-rival? Yeah, traffic. But if you had a Bay Bridge and you didn't have the car, you had almost no cars. If you built the Mega Bay Bridge, then it would, at least at current traffic, be non-rival. But as things are, I would go for rival. Again, so long as the thing's big relative to the number of users, it's non-rival in use. And, there's a toll gate there, so yeah, it's excludable. And, yeah. Public education. Are classrooms crowded? I don't know. You can tell the story, but I'm having trouble with that as the key example. Come on, there's a really key example. It's not the computer to watch them. It's not quite there. It's a public good if anyone can go get it. And the fact that I have to walk to the park or something does. But you're almost there. So instead of being YouTube, what's an alternative? Like what? Netflix. Do you pay? Is it excludable? Does it matter how many people want to watch the movie? Can they provide for all? So it's non-rival? Yeah, all right. If your viewing of it doesn't impinge on their ability to let someone else view it. But go further. What about just intellectual property? So go back to a cancer example. Okay. So if I had a formula and I published it, knowledge, just pure knowledge, I could potentially sell the knowledge, and we do. I mean, it's patents, copyrights. I sell the knowledge, but it's really non-rival, is it not? I mean, I sell the goods, but I still have the goods. I can sell them any number of times. So knowledge in general you can ration it by a patent. That makes it excludable. And yet, when one person uses the patent, it doesn't stop someone else. Yeah, it's excludable. It's clearly excludable. And so long as you think that the cable company could serve all comers and that serving one person doesn't interfere with serving the other, then you're claiming it's non-rival. Right? Access to a cable movie, it's effectively non-rival. So that's the possibilities. And so, yeah, people got really interested and parsed it into its little pieces. And that was where you were going. And that's right. The part that I care about mostly is, well, private goods, which we know about, and pure public goods. Last, we have a term of art, and our term of art is free riders. A free rider enjoys public goods without paying. So give me an example of free riders. Okay, perfect example, right? I have an opportunity to pay. It's a public good. Any number of us could listen. There's no exclusion. There's no rivalry. I don't reduce the radio intensity by anything meaningful when I tune in. And I'm a free rider. I didn't pay. Whereas a subscriber paid. Didn't have to pay, but they did. So I would be a free rider for public radio. My wife is not a free rider. I'm the free rider. Yeah. We almost don't have the word necessity. Okay. I guess technically when you breathe, you're a free rider. We just wouldn't use the term that way. It has a little negative connotation. So when you'll see it used, the person is a free rider, and they could do something that would make them a non-free rider. That's how it's used. But the way I defined it, you're right. Yeah. Okay, let's see the way. I mean, certainly in common parlance, you would call them free riders or worse, right? So common parlance goes along, but does it work? Are they using a public good? I'm making them use a good that has some aspect of public good. I don't think so. I think they're taking money from one person and giving it to another. And that's rival. If you didn't take the money, someone else could take the money. So I think the way I'm defining it, I don't want it as a free rider. I think of it more like the public radio example, or an example where a bunch of people contribute to making a beautiful garden. And there's an example in the book. So 5 neighbors on the block produce beautiful gardens and enjoy all 5 gardens. The 6th neighbor produces a horrendous weed patch, but he still enjoys your 5 nice gardens. He is a free rider. You probably will not invite him to your tea parties. What? Somebody who uses carpools. Be a free rider. I don't know. No, I want a public good, so I want it to be uncrowded, so I probably don't want that. I mean, he's literally a free rider, I understand. But I want somebody who enjoys the public good without paying, while somebody else, I'll get back to you, but I want to go around to something I haven't gotten before. Yeah, okay, so you can sharpen that a little bit. People on Telegraph, who live on Telegraph, pay no taxes. They are free riders on the city's sanitation and lighting. You just joined the Republican Party. I can get you signed up anytime. Yeah, in the back. is the class crowdable? In other words, another person came with a class B worse. If the answer is, nah, not appreciably, then you have the public good aspect established. And then some people paid to make it happen and others didn't. The guys who didn't pay, they're free riders. Fair enough. Yeah, I just want to go through here and then I'll did you? Yeah, and then I'll come back. All right, but you got to tell me why your tap water is got this public good aspect. If I drink the tap water, can you drink the tap water? But you think of tap water, you think, we're living in northern Sweden. We live next to a river that's bigger than the Hudson. And on the entire river basin, there are less than 500,000 people. And there's another river that size next to it. Okay? Now the tap water seems to have that kind of aspect. But in general, I think of it as being crowded. And yes, of course, somebody who didn't pay while the others contributed to the municipal whatever system, I would call them a free rider. The fact that everyone else contributed to it and you think it has a public good aspect, that's enough. You have to argue for the public good aspect. And then I think we're back over here. Yeah. Okay. That's classic free rider, right? They haven't really changed the temperature in the store, so the cool temperature you're willing to argue is a public good. And everyone else paid and they didn't. Yeah, all right, you got it. So we've got the idea of public goods, we have the idea of free riders. Later we'll tell stories about people and either kitchen dishes or bathrooms, depending on which you think gets more disgusting. Pick whichever thing you think in a student residence is likely to be the worst. Yeah, see, different people have different feelings towards this. And some people clean up, right? And some people don't. And you have this public bad, horrible odor, or however you conceive of it, right? And some contribute to making it go away and some don't. And the ones who don't are free riders, right? So free riders are actually ubiquitous. Anytime you're trying to make a group work, like a group of 6 people, right? And we're trying to get these fish to grow. Well, you get a defector from that. And the single defector can mess it up. That's all it took in our game. But that's real life, that when you try to produce something that has these public goods aspects to it, and you manage to organize the people who are willing to do that stuff, then it will work only if you don't have too many free riders in there. If you have too many free riders, you won't be able to do it, and you'll have a block that has all weeds instead of a block that has 6 lovely flower gardens. It's all about individuals defecting from what you think of as the socially responsible behavior. So I guess that's a good enough introduction to public goods. And then we have just names for the other things. Pay TV, we call it club good because it's not rival and excludable. I promise I won't ask you that on an exam. Open access, we do have. So the cases I really care about are private goods, public goods, right? And I care about open access. If you remember the fourth one, great. And if you don't, you have better things to memorize in your lives. The last part about public goods, and this is where I'll stop for the day, whether we run out of time or not. The last thing is that they're underprovided. That's the problem here. And here's an example. I got 2 people. They're willing to pay $4 for 1 unit of the good and $3 per unit for 2 units. The goods cost $4 to make. So draw yourself a picture. Draw yourself a demand curve. I'm doing this on the board, so you're going to be at home. So I've drawn a demand curve, and now I'm going to look and see what my facts are. The good costs $4 to make, so I'm going to draw a horizontal line at $4. Right? I'm assuming that's the supply curve. You can get any number you want for $4. And both are willing to pay $4 for 1 unit. So here I got 1 unit, and I come up to the demand curve. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I've drawn this wrong. This is $4. And here's my supply curve across at $4. Yep. So either one of them could do that. And then the next unit is down here, it's 2. So if you said, would you like to have 2 units, they'd say yes. And what I'm willing to pay you for them is $3 a unit. And if it were 1 unit, I'm willing to pay you $4. And there are 2 people. And it's a public good. Okay? So let's see what happens. Suppose the first person bravely steps forward. I'll take that bargain of yours. The first person buys 1 unit of the good, which they will do. It's on their demand curve, is it not? There now exists 1 unit of the good. From the second person's point of view, how many units of the good do they have? Person who didn't buy it. They have 1, right? It's a public good. So basically, we have a market for moons. Let's be absurd. And the first guy goes out and he buys a moon. The second guy now also has a moon, even though he did not contribute. So now both of them are stuck in this situation right here. Will either one of them individually buy a second one of the good, a second moon? No, it costs $4 to make a moon. They're only willing each to pay $3. So they won't. Instead, they turn out to be my first group of 6, who would immediately sit down and say, come on, this is dumb. If we both ponied up $2 additional, which is below our demand curve, right? 2 times 2 of us is $4, and we could buy a second moon. So just contribute. And both of them would have put down 2 $1 bills. You'd have $4, and you'd buy a second moon. And so if they cooperate, they will buy, for sure, 2 or more moons. But if they leave it to the market, they will buy only 1. That's the public good failure. Right? So if everyone who are going to benefit from the public good somehow or other split up the costs, they would be able to buy much more of the public good than would be purchased if they went to do it just individually on the market. Individually on the market, point on the demand curve is 4. When they work together, there's 2 people at 4 each, so how much would both of them be able to work? What is the most both of them would pay together for 1 moon? Right? They're each willing to pay 4. So how much will 2 of them together be willing to pay? 8. I'll put a 0 up there, right? And how much will 2 of them together be willing to pay for 2 moons? 6. And I could continue on that way, could I not? And so I'm going to double all of the numbers here. And of course, when I double 0, it'll be 0, so that's easy. So I could actually draw a line like this that comes up through, that should be 8. I horizontally add it, and I can come all the way out here and find the number of moons they would buy. And it's going to be bigger than what one person would buy, and bigger than what they'd buy when they did it individually. And that diagram will reoccur, so if you don't get it the first time, don't worry. It's coming back at you in several weeks. That's the market failure of public goods. And that's why you want to organize groups and you want to behave nicely. And with that, we're out of here.